So I want to mention one more thing about JavaScript before we move forward. And there's this concept of AJAX, okay? And what that stands for is asynchronous, JavaScript, and XML. Okay, and so what this means is AJAX is just a way of using JavaScript so that we can load things on a page without refreshing the actual browser. So how many times have you seen a web page where you can log in and the entire browser page doesn't refresh? You just get automatically logged in by clicking that. There's a lot going on there. They're using AJAX in a lot of cases to do that. So for example, to see what AJAX looks like, we can look at some of the examples on this W3 Schools website. If I go here, you'll see they're writing this line right here, new XML HTTP request. And what that is doing is it's reaching back to the server and allows us to reach back into the server and grab something and load it onto the page without refreshing the entire page. And that's a really cool technology to use. It keeps your pages looking really smooth, and you're able to do a lot of really cool things without having to reload the entire page. Sometimes it feels clunky to do that. So for example, in this example, if I click this button, they've added an event listener where if I click the button, it's going to go and change this text. It's going to reach into the server and come back when they have the actual text from the server. So if I click, it's pretty instant here. It went back to the server and then it got this new text and replaced whatever was there. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We can use AJAX. But now, when you're writing AJAX with JavaScript, it can get pretty verbose, as you can see here. It takes, many lines of code. So at this point, I want to introduce you to a library that has really made JavaScript a lot easier to kind of deal with, and it's called jQuery. So if you haven't had experience with jQuery, this is a great library. It makes it really easy to do things with JavaScript using a kind of shorthand version. We can write a lot less and accomplish a lot more. For example, if you look at the bottom of their page, they talk about how you can kind of select things in the DOM, which we talked about. You can add events, so it's great for handling events, and it's also great for AJAX. Okay, so reaching into the server and getting something back without reloading the page. So we're going to look at some of the ways we can use jQuery. And once you get a handle on jQuery, you'll find that it's really easy to use. And it might seem hard at first, but if you hang in there and just kind of get through that initial learning curve, you'll find that it's really easy to use. And it's quite common. I mean, it's pretty much everywhere. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't know how to write JavaScript. So keep in mind that it is important to know what's going on behind the scenes. jQuery kind of masks over the JavaScript. It makes it, easier to write. It's a little more simplified than writing JavaScript, but you should technically know how to actually write the JavaScript behind it. It's important because JavaScript is a very important language, and it's becoming more so every year that goes by at this point.